Yeah, boxing aficionados, what's up? What's going on? Hey, yo, check this out. Wow. Zurdo Ramirez, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez is finally getting his chance to shine. I saw his press conference today, well, at least the very beginning of it, a little snippet of it, and the man looks happy. Zurdo Ramirez looks happy. I've never seen him look so happy. He looks like the cat that ate the canary. Zurdo Ramirez has a smile on his face like, I got Dimitri Bivol exactly where I want him. And let me tell you something, man. Make no mistake about this. This was not a fight that Dimitri Bivol wanted. At least not his people. His people, from Eddie Hearn to his trainer Joel Diaz to the guy, the Russian manager, did not want this fight. They didn't. It's a fact. As a matter of fact, on this video, I'm going to make sure to post a link of Joel Diaz being interviewed by ATE the CANARY about fighting Zurdo Ramirez. This was about 2 weeks before the WBA turned down the petition, Eddie Hearn's petition, that Bivol get a pass. He didn't want the fight. He wanted to fight Buatsi. So he wasn't petitioning him. Eddie Hearn wasn't petitioning the WBA for an opportunity to go unify against, I guess it would be Better Beef. He wasn't petitioning for that. He was petitioning them to give him a pass to fight Buatsi. I don't know on what planet that would have made sense. Because you only get a pass if it's, if you're a champion and you're about to unify against another champion, then they'll give you a pass. But for Buatsi, that's quite suspect, right? So in that interview, Joel Diaz is asked by ATE the CANARY about Zurdo Ramirez, and Joel Diaz responds by saying, well, he talked about Canelo fight, he talked about Better Beef, he talked about Buatsi, but when it came to Zurdo Ramirez, what he said was like, well, that fight's not going to happen. I want to give a direct quote, but basically paraphrasing, he said that the fight won't happen because Zurdo Ramirez is going to come into the ring 203 pounds. That's what he said. He said he's going to weigh in, 175 and then come into the ring at 203 pounds, and he doesn't really think that that's fair or whatever. Man, that right there told me a lot about the mentality behind the Bivol team in regards, when it comes to Zurdo Ramirez. Zurdo Ramirez left Top Rank looking for Bivol. That's what he left Top Rank for. Top Rank brought him after having him at 168 and not being able to put a notable name in the ring with him because PBC had Plant, PBC had Benavidez, PBC had Darrell. They had basically all the better known American super middleweights were with PBC, and Top Rank basically almost had to hijack, kidnap, tried to kidnap what's his name? David Benavidez from Samson Lukovic. They entered into an agreement with David Benavidez, fully aware that he already had a promotional deal. They basically tried to force a co-promotional situation with Samson Lukovic. Let me tell you something. They wanted David Benavidez badly. What they wanted him for, they wanted to put David Benavidez in the ring versus Zurdo Ramirez. It never happened, right? But it wasn't because of lack of trying. Believe me. So, after failing at that, Zurdo Ramirez is growing out of the division. And let me tell you something. Top Rank really loved Zurdo Ramirez. They saw something in Zurdo Ramirez, and they probably they saw something in Zurdo Ramirez that compelled them to make him an offer of $1.5 million and a slot on the rematch, not the trilogy, but the rematch of the Tyson Fury Wilder Deontay Wilder second fight pay-per-view. They were gonna give him, a feature spot, like the co-feature on that event against Felix Varela. They were willing to pay that man $1.5 million to fight Felix Valera on that card, on that pay-per-view card. Zurdo Ramirez turned it down. He turned it down because he didn't want any parts of, I believe, he didn't really want to see Beterbiev and Kovalev and Eliade Alvarez and Joe Smith. They basically brought a whole division for Zurdo Ramirez, and that guy absconded. I can't hold it against him, though, because right now things have turned out pretty good for him after they were going sour for a long, long time. Now, mind you, that once Zurdo Ramirez would have cashed that $1.5 million check, that would have been his minimum moving forward, right? So every fight that he would have had would have been at least $1.5 million, and the fights that were coming down the path would have been bigger. So he would have been making about $2 million a fight. But that's neither here nor there. He wanted Bivol. Now it's come to my attention through Ring IQ, Julius Fox, right? That the reason why he was so thirsty for Dimitri Bivol was because he had a sparring session with Dimitri Bivol in which he basically, shall we say, did very well against him in a sparring session. Basically, he ragged him in a sparring. Now, sparring is sparring. But whatever happened at the sparring session gave Zurdo Ramirez a thirst for Dimitri Bivol. So he leaves Top Rank with nothing but the clothes on his back, looking for a deal with Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn basically didn't give him a deal. I heard that Eddie Hearn initially offered him the Bivol fight, but it was the wrong time, and Zurdo had been out of the ring for a while. So they wanted to catch that Zurdo fight for Bivol before Zurdo had a chance to really get back in the groove after having to sit out in the dispute with Top Rank and things of that nature, and the pandemic. And he finally signs with Golden Boy. Now, the irony is this is where it gets really delicious, right? This is really delicious because not only is Zurdo Ramirez going to be able to get the guy who defeated Canelo Alvarez in the ring, but if he is successful in defeating Dimitri Bivol, then Canelo would have to see Zurdo Ramirez. Make no mistakes about it. If Zurdo Ramirez beats Bivol, there will be hell to pay for Canelo if he refuses to see Zurdo Ramirez. because Mexican fans do not play. And if you think that Canelo took a lot of heat for dropping a belt to Triple G all those years ago, for avoiding Triple G for 2 years before giving him fight, if you think he took heat for that, the heat that he will, believe me, the heat that he will take for not fighting Zurdo Ramirez after having fought Dimitri Bivol will be even greater than that. There will be no hiding for Canelo Alvarez. And it would be such a delicious irony. The storylines would run so deep. The promotion to that fight would be astronomical in the Mexican boxing community for the Mexican boxing fan. There will be no place for Canelo Alvarez to hide. And Canelo Alvarez better not ask Zurdo Ramirez for a catch weight, because he didn't give Dimitri Bivol a catch weight that we know of, right? So Mexican fans ain't not gonna want to hear anything about catch weights, right? Especially since Canelo Alvarez was thinking about moving up to fight a Maccabee or Macaboo at cruiserweight. So if you were willing to go up to cruiserweight to fight Macaboo, and you fought Dimitri Bivol without a catch weight at 175, why are you trying to fight Zurdo Ramirez with a catch weight and a stipulation? That's what Mexican fans are gonna say. And for Zurdo Ramirez, the negotiation will make itself. He won't get 50-50 on a split. He'll probably get 30%, but that's neither here nor there. The point is that his opportunity for fighting Canelo Alvarez and dethroning Canelo Alvarez, supplanting him as the face of Mexican boxing, will be at his fingertips. The opportunity will be at his fingertips. The fight will sell itself. Canelo Alvarez will not be able to go back to Mexico for the next 10 years if he doesn't take that fight after Zurdo Ramirez defeats Dimitri Bivol, if it happens. So this is a fight that I've been wanting to see, the Dimitri Bivol Zurdo Ramirez fight, for a very, very long time. I've been wanting to see that fight for a long time. And let me tell you something. Again, Eddie Hearn did not want that fight. Dimitri Bivol's team wasn't really calling for that fight, right? Who's lying here? You know that that Eddie Hearn petitioned the WBA for a pass. He petitioned the WBA for a pass to give Dimitri Bivol a pass so that he could fight Buatsi instead. There were even some considerations of him just dropping down to 168 and fighting Canelo straight out. But he didn't want to do that either, because Canelo was going to get this soft touch tune-up against Triple G. And quite frankly, Dimitri Bivol would probably beat Canelo at 168 too. So the delicious irony in all of this is that it puts Canelo between a rock and a very hard place, and an even harder. It'll be a rock, a hard place, and then a harder place than the rock and the hard place. I mean, Canelo will be in a real bit of a bind, right? Eddie Hearn is put in a bind because he didn't really want this fight, although he's making the best of the situation by taking it to Abu Dhabi and all this other, where people want to, celebrate that whole thing. That's fine. I believe that the fight would have been much better in Los Angeles or Las Vegas. It would have been better for boxing fans, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And fighters need to get that bag. And if they can get it at Abu Dhabi, then go ahead and get it at Abu Dhabi. That's neither here nor there. But the look that I saw in Zurdo Ramirez's face, I'm telling you, he looked like the cat that ate the canary, man. He looked so happy, so confident. Dimitri Bivol was dead serious. I'm not saying he was afraid. He's not afraid. I'm not saying that in the least. But Dimitri Bivol looked completely solemn and resolute. Can he beat Zurdo Ramirez? Of course he can. Maybe he will. Right? He's the better fighter. He's, he's the guy with the pedigree and all that amateur background. But he's going to have to stop Zurdo Ramirez. He's going to have to hurt Zurdo Ramirez. Because Zurdo Ramirez is a machine. Zurdo Ramirez comes forward. He's got a great chin. He puts pressure. He's a body attacker. He's a lefty. He's trained by I forgot the guy's name, but he trains, is like a lefty specialist. The same guy has him, Zurdo. He has Prograde. He has Zepeda. He's like a lefty specialist by what I'm seeing. All good fighters, all trained by him. I wish I get this guy's name. Zurdo's trainer, but and then the most delicious of the ironies, right, is that if Zurdo wins, it would put Canelo back and his people on a desk facing Oscar De La Hoya's negotiating team. Roberto Diaz and the gang, he'll have to see them again. And that can't be too comfortable, right? There's a lot riding on this fight. I'm very happy for Zurdo Ramirez. I was disappointed he left Top Rank. But everything, all's well that all turns out well that goes well. All goes well that turns out well. I don't even know how that proverb goes, but it is what it is, baby. I'm very happy for that young man. I hope that he makes the best of that opportunity. It's going to be a great fight. It's a fight that I've been salivating for at least a year and a half, at the very least. As I saw the playing field develop for Zurdo Ramirez, I said he's got to see Bivol, that Bivol fight. I thought that he should have seen Bivol before Bivol saw Canelo. I thought that it should have been a rite of passage to see Canelo for Bivol to fail Zurdo first. But like I said, I don't think that that's a fight that they wanted. Not that I don't think. It's obvious that that's a fight. It's documented that that's not a fight that they wanted. Or else, why would Eddie Hearn petition the WBA? It is what it is. And it ain't what it ain't. Zurdo Ramirez, baby. Do your thing. Peace. I'm out. God bless.